When you think of Dhaka, you think of the people, the sounds, the traffic, the food, but skateboards won't be the one that will pop to mind. Over the last few decades, particularly through the 90s, skateboarding has become a method of bringing your truth to the streets. From its birth on the sidewalks of California beaches to becoming a worldwide phenomenon, you can still be labeled as an outcast or a rebel for shredding it with a skateboard anywhere in the world. Today, it's making its place in Dhaka. And this is the story of how a few passionate skateboarders are taking matters into their own hands to introduce a culture like none before. To understand how we got here, we need to rewind a few years. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater series put the spotlight on the skateboarding realm unlike anything before it. From its first release on PlayStation 1 to its latest for the current generation of gamers, this is a franchise that didn't hold back on exhibiting what the skateboarding culture is all about. Around the same time, X Games was also gaining popularity in household television sets around the country through ESPN.
I started skating back in 2012 when I used to play the video game called Tony Hawk American Wasteland on PS2. My name is Tanzim Abdul. I'm studying in North-South University in marketing department, and I've been skating for around 7 years right now. And I'm trying to grow a business out of skateboarding in Bangladesh.
I'm Razan Chaudhry. I moved to South Africa when I was really young, and I pretty much grew up there. And I came to Bangladesh in 2013, and ever since then I've been skateboarding. I've been skateboarding for the last 7 years. So, yeah.
32 has been synonymous with the origin of skateboarding in Dhaka. They not only made sure skateboarding survived through the tough times, but also kept representing the country on an international level, gaining notoriety rapidly as soon as they were jumping over the most outrageous gaps around the capital, which led them to be featured in a documentary made by Ride, one of the most recognized channels in the world with over 1 million subscribers.
We were just kids, we bought boards, we played around with them, we didn't know any better. But slowly we started getting recognition from international brands, and the locals around also started appreciating what we were doing, and we saw the opportunity. We saw a whole opportunity in this industry, and that's when we created number 32 in 2016.
For the sole purpose of the promotion of the skateboarding industry in Bangladesh.
It's the same way we like football, or we start loving football or cricket. In my case, it started with a birthday gift. I skated on it. I went to YouTube videos, did it more, felt the adrenaline rush, really fell in love with it, and never stopped committing to it.
Although the skate culture reached the country around the late 2000s, it stayed for a greater purpose. Scout, also known as the Skaters Union, has built one of the largest and deeply rooted skate communities based in Dhaka. This is a crew that's driven by immense levels of fervor and tenacity to bring a profound impact not only in Bangladesh but also around the world.
So my name is Rafsan Lazim. I'm a skateboarder, and I'm the founder and CEO of Skaters Union. What I am trying to do from Skaters Union is to do an industrial approach to it, making sure that if a skating scene emerges in Bangladesh, it's substantial. That is my goal. So instead of skating a lot, I'm doing the paperwork. I'm the paper guy.
My name is Abdullah Kafi. I took this series since like 4 years, but I've started since like when I was like 9. Now I'm 16. So for me, it's in between hobby and a lifestyle, but if I can, I'll take it as a lifestyle. lifestyle for now.
Lifestyle and sport, hobby. To be honest, সবগুলাই. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's a lifestyle as well. I would do it every day. Every day.
Right now, it is a lifestyle and be pretty much what I want to do with life.
So, and what does your family think about your lifestyle of skateboarding?
At first, they were very, very hesitant. It took so much convincing. I had to take my dad to the skate park and show him, look at how safe it is. Look at how nice my friends are. It's great. And then my dad convinced my mom saying, it's fine, it's safe. I checked out the place. She'll be fine.
শুরুর দিকে বলতো যে এটা কি করতেছো, লাইক ফান অ্যান্ড গেমস। পরে আস্তে আস্তে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল মানুষজন যখন বাজার ডোর স্টেপে আসা শুরু করছে তখন আর কি বলবে, তখন যে সাপোর্ট করছে, বিকজ ভাবছে যে না সে মানে ছেলেপেলে ভালো কিছু করতেছে, ইউনো। লাইক এক্সপ্লেনেশন করতে হয়েছে, অনেক এক্সপ্লেন করতে হয়েছে, বুঝাইতে হয়েছে যে না আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি ও লেভেলদের এক সপ্তাহ আগে আমি চেক রিপাবলিক মানুষের সাথে ডকুমেন্টারি বানাচ্ছি, এটার পিছনে রিজন আছে, ঠিক আছে। অ্যান্ড প্যারা খাইছি, অনেক প্যারা খাইছি, বাট ইন দি এন্ড ইট ওয়ার্কড আউট বিকজ প্যারেন্টস, আব্বু আম্মু ভাইয়া ওরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি অনেক সাপোর্ট করে। আর জিনিসটা হয়েছে হচ্ছে কি আমাদের লাইক উই হ্যাড টু শো দেম রেজাল্টস, ইউনো, অর এলস দে উড বি লাইক যে কেন এটা করছো, ঠিক আছে, তোমাদের বেনিফিট কী, হাত পা ভাঙবে তারপরে কি, ঠিক আছে। বাট ওইটাই আস্তে আস্তে সব দেখাতে পারবো।
I would rather say in my case, it gradually improved over time. So in the beginning, it was just like any other sport. There were risk factors and they were concerned about me. I would fall down more often, get bruised, bleed and whatnot. And that's a part of the game. You have to accept it. When they saw that we're making something out of it, that there is an entire, a community that's growing through this sport, this, you know, a feeling of entitlement and belonging goes there. And at that point, you don't care whether what happens to you. So right now, they're pretty okay with it.
It's been great in a way, but some issues happened. My mom and my parents were okay with it, but my uncles weren't more supportive about it because they were like, okay, he's gonna get hurt. Serious injuries, yes, I've sprained both of my ankles, but and I'll fracture my hand. But between those, I get bruises all day, like every day, but it's not like, it doesn't bug me that much.
I didn't have any major injury up until now, thankfully, but I had some minor injuries like spraining my ankles quite a few times, spraining my wrist 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that's all.
I didn't face that many injuries. Minor injuries, I sprained my right ankle 3 times, my left ankle 4 times. One major injury though happened this year. I broke my arm and the scar is here. I broke both the ulna and radius, and now I have 2 metal plates and 13 screws. So, yeah.
How many stitches?
32 stitches.
To be honest, I never thought about injuries when I started skateboarding. Ekhono chinta kori injuries niye, because that's gonna skill cap me, slow me down from trying greater things that I always wanted to do. Yes, sir. Handrails grind korte gele, if I think about sacking my balls, আমি জীবনে এটা করব না, so I don't think about that. I think about landing the trick. I think about myself when I land it, and ওই প্রসেসটার কথা চিন্তাই করি না। I only think about the 1 second where I land the trick.
Skateboards may be built to go through a gauntlet of battering and thrashing around, but they aren't indestructible yet. DOB is a catalyst that allowed skaters around the country to shred their boards to the bone with no remorse. They actively sponsored some of the best skaters around the country with skateboards and provided them with quality equipment to help them train their craft with ease.
We started 32 back in 2016. তারপর 2017 এর ফার্স্ট ডে আমরা DOB Skate শপকে দেখতে পাই যে ওরা বিজনেসে ঢুকে। DOB Skate শপ ওপেন হওয়ার পর আমরা ফ্যাসিলিটিস পেয়ে গেলাম স্কেটবোর্ডসের, ডান।
DOB Skate শপ শুরু করার পিছনে যে মেন কারণটা ছিল সেটা হলো আমরা নিজেরা স্কেটবোর্ডিং করতে চাইলাম। যখন আমাদের দেশে স্কেটবোর্ড খুঁজলাম বাট কোথাও সেই মাপের স্কেটবোর্ড পাইনি, তারপর থেকে নিজেরাই ইম্পোর্ট করে আর কি বিজনেসটা শুরু। আমরা মূলত অনলাইন প্রমোশনটা করছি আমাদের শপের প্রমোশনের জন্য, পাশাপাশি লোকাল যারা স্কেটার আছে তাদেরকে নিয়ে আমরা বিভিন্ন ইভেন্ট ক্রিয়েট করছি যেন আমাদের পরিচিতিটা বাড়ে। আমরা মূলত লোকাল স্কেটবোর্ডারদের সাথে বেশি ইনভলভ বর্তমানে।
this is where we get all of our supplies. It's the only skate shop in Bangladesh. And on top of that, they're selling skateboards at far less of the price of a conventional skateboard. So the access to the material, the skateboards, the trucks, the wheels is a lot easier than what it was 5 years ago. The exact reason why I didn't skate for 7 years, and a lot of these people didn't even start skateboarding before that. So DOB in my case had a huge impact.
"13 years ago, Susie Halsell arrived from the USA and went on a trip to Cox's Bazar. Little did she know, this trip would change her life.
In 2007, I went to Cox's Bazar with an organization that teaches surfing to underprivileged communities, unreached communities around the world, or at least hard to reach communities. So we brought surfboards to them in Cox's Bazar, and then I also brought a ton of professional skateboards and longboards and stuff in my bags, and basically taught all the kids that we saw on the streets, and they loved it. They were totally crazy for trying out the skateboard. They were saying "Gari, Gari," kind of like what you guys already have in Bangladesh, that bamboo kind of a car that kids make. So right away they were sitting on it, trying to push, and I was like, wow, these kids really love it, and I really wanted to come back and try and build a skate park and a shelter for street kids, because there's a lot of kids on the streets that were not in school that I was noticing. So basically from that point, 2007, I came back in 2011, and I did an after-school program in Cox's Bazar for kids, and then I first came to Dhaka too in 2011. And in Dhaka, I noticed a lot of street kids as well, and there's more skate spots, so I kind of settled here in Dhaka. And then I came in 2016, I started reading at Brack University. I studied anthropology for a couple semesters, abroad kind of thing. And in front of my university, all these kids that I'm working with today were kind of begging and working at the little shops, so I kind of just showed them my skateboard when I would skate to school, and they loved it. So I started skating with them in the alleys behind Brack. Long story short, we're now here with those same kids. So that was 2016, now it's 2020. So 4 years I've been in this area with these same kids. And yeah, most of them are now going to school and doing well. That's it.
In 2017, after she lost one of the children to a road accident, Susie was compelled to create BSKA, an official organization that manifested her spirit to support her children's dreams.
So we definitely need a space that's only for skateboarders, that's open to the public 24/7, because that's how skateboarding grew in my country. That's how this skate shop is gonna be continuing to be profitable. And yeah, without that, no one's gonna really have the chance to try it out and learn. And without people like us who are running a free kind of program for people, it's also not going to grow, because it's expensive to skate. You need shoes, a board, stuff like that.
Through it all, Susie persevered. But there is no shortage of challenges and obstacles for the skateboarding community in the country.
Mostly just the very slow processes here of registering organizations and registering our land. We were donated a piece of land that we want to build a skate park on. That registration process for the land is taking a long time. Everything is kind of hard. It's kind of you have to maneuver your way around and learn everything along the way.
I think that there's one thing, and it's not skateboarding, it's circumstances. Police, they come at you, they'll be like, this is not allowed. There is no law where it says not allowed. It's allowed. It's just like cycling. You can go to the street, use it as your vehicle. But that's one issue. Parents make it a little hard for people in general. Some of these skateboarders whose name I won't mention, they have to sneak out of their house, get to their friend's house, grab the skateboard, and then skate and get the skateboard back to their friend's house and then go home. So you can kind of understand the constrictions that comes with this kind of parenting.
The amount of boards I need every month, because I skate recklessly, so that's why my board breaks. So yeah, I hate that when my board breaks.
এখনো স্কেটবোর্ডিং এর জন্য ফ্যাসিলিটিস লাগে অনেক, যেমন একটা জায়গা লাগে, সিকিউর জায়গা, ফ্যাসিলিটি লাগে, স্কেট শপ লাগে, স্কেট গিয়ার্স লাগে, তারপর কমিউনিটি লাগে, এইসব জিনিস আস্তে আস্তে হচ্ছে ইনফ্রাস্ট্রাকচারে কমপ্লেন না করে what we can do is we can try to change that and aim for a future vision that's gonna help tackle these problems.
Honestly, people like Kafi, then people from 32 Tanvir Rezwan, seeing them like to be like very determined about these sports makes me inspired, very much inspired to skate.
I see myself skating with my skateboarding heroes in the future. The people I looked up to, the people I saw skating that inspired me. I want to skate with them.
It's always been a dream of mine to see a big community of skaters in my country, because skateboarding exists in almost every country around the world, but why not here? I want that to happen here. I want it to grow here. I want to see people skate. I want to see the culture come to our country, you know. That's always been my dream. So, that.
My ultimate dream as a skater is to make sure the skaters around me remain skaters. And we have more skaters who remain skaters. So I want to see people competing in the international tournaments. I want to see Kafi, him, Iftid going to SLS within the next 5 years. I want to see this entire thing booming to the point people don't say that, yo, don't like pursue a career in skateboarding because it doesn't have a future. I want to prove that it does have, it can have, and it will have a future.